This episode of The Gourmet Goober is brought to you by SoFoodie. That's foodie with a PH. SoFoodie is the go-to platform that highlights the stories and showcases the talent of brothers and sisters who are innovating and creating in the world of food and beverage. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at SoFoodie. That's foodie with a PH. Or sign up for their email at sofoodiewithaph.com. And we are back. Hey, everybody. This is JJ Outlaw, better known as the Gourmet Goober. You can find me online at JJ Outlaw on Twitter, on Instagram.
Instagram. That
you know
is
what?
a thing.
I'm laughing because I haven't said that in over a month. And so I used to have it down pat where I can say it with my, not even thinking. Mm-hmm. And now I'm just like, wait, am I on Instagram? Yeah, I'm on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at Gourmet Goober. As always, I'm here with my co-host, my BFF, that dude. Are we still calling you the Dark Desperado?
We're still in the pandemic, so yes, I am still the Dark Desperado.
Oh, so the Dark Desperado isn't just something that you just came up with out of the blue. It's tied to the pandemic.
Yes, it's so quite pandemic. As long as I have to wear the mask and the PPEs, yes, I am the Dark Desperado.
Okay, we're all going to humor him and call him the Dark Desperado. But he's also known as T Outlaw. So, T Outlaw, babe, how are you and where can they find you?
That's right, kids. You can find me, T Outlaw, a.k.a. the Dark Desperado, a.k.a. Mr. Chichi Non-Rodriguez.
Wait, where did Mr. Chichi come from?
Hey, it's the pandemic. What else I got to do?
Okay.
Today I'm Chichi. But no, you can find me, T Outlaw.
Wait, is that like Chi-Chi from one of my favorite movies, Tu Wong Fu? Remember that was, what's his name's character's name? Chi-Chi. Can I call you Gigi?
No, you can call me Chichi.
It was Chi-Chi. Oh, go ahead.
Thank you so much, kids. Once again, you can find me, T Outlaw, at T Outlaw. That's TOUTLAW. Once again, I can spell still. On Twitter and on Instagram. You know that thing, the fledgling of Facebook. You can find me on Instagram at T-Outlaw Josie Wells, like the movie. You can also try to find me on Facebook, but why would you?
You know what? I hate Facebook. I always hate Facebook.
What you and Mark Zuckerberg have a little thing going?
I have a million reasons why I am not a fan of Facebook, but we do have a Facebook page. So, if you go to the Gourmet Goober blog, because we start off as a blog, folks, you can find all of our updates there. Check us out on thegourmetgoober.com. And we are now on Amazon Music.
Amazon Music.
So, find our episode is as easy as saying blank. Alexa.
The thing we yell out into the echo because we don't want to say the real name.
Because we're in the living room today for reasons that we'll share in a moment instead of where we normally record.
And she's always listening.
Yes, and we don't want to turn her off. But if you have an Amazon Echo or just Amazon Prime in general, you can now ask to listen to the Gourmet Goober podcast. And we are so proud to be one of the podcasts that were selected as far as their new podcast launch. So, woohoo!
Yeah, we on the up and up. We want some of the Amazon money, baby.
And of course, we have to like be really kind to Amazon. That was actually one of the things that we were supposed to do. But seeing that Amazon is now our best bud for many reasons, which we'll go on in a moment, that will not be a problem. So we are back after an extended vacation. We were just going to take the month of August off, and I'm so glad we did, because let me tell you, I don't know about you guys' August, but ours was pretty cray.
Yes, it was.
But we decided to take just another couple weeks off just to get acclimated with my new job. I think I shared with you guys that I started a new day job right before I ended the last episode. Also, sports was back.
Sports are back in full force.
Yeah, so Big Daddy had to deal with that. And we'll talk about one of the aspects of that, our new friend Lemon Pepper Lou, in the later
we're going to make it hot.
But more importantly, we just wanted to take a time to relax and unwind and just like be a couple outside of the podcast, because, we tend to do that. What happened while we were away? So let's see. We cooked a lot. I actually got a chance to read a couple good books, which is always great. Got a chance to meet the new people on my job, which I totally love. And we adopted a dog. Woohoo!
Yeah, if for some reason throughout this episode or future episodes you tend to hear some barking and some very vibrant barking, don't trip. We got a dog.
Yes, it's not us. I promise.
Yeah, sometimes I have M'Baku flashbacks, but this one is coming from a canine over in the corner.
And let me say, for those of you who are longtime listeners of the Gourmet Goober, you may recall in one of our earlier episodes where I started off the segment talking about the last dog that we had, Bear Boo. He was a Kayshawn. He was an anniversary gift. We had him. We were blessed to live with him for 13 years? 14 years?
I mean, it wasn't that long. I mean, we'll say
it was 13 years, because we got it right before our first anniversary, and he was a puppy.
I mean, it's been a year. I was going to say 12, but then, of course, as long as I remember my anniversary, every other number is kind of inconsequential.
Well, what I was saying was how long we had Bear.
I was going to say 12 years.
I think 13, but we'll go with that.
Okay.
But anyway, he was our trusty companion. We had him almost as long as he was married. And so, unfortunately, when he passed away, we weren't really sure we were even going to get another dog. And we wanted to take our time and just find out to be right. And we were finally motivated for a number of factors. One of which was, as many people know, with the pandemic, there were many dogs in need. And we were starting to get that inkling earlier this year about, you know what would make our little household complete? And I laugh because we'll explain said combination of new dog with the existing household in a moment. Was we really miss having a dog, right? And so we took our time and looked, and oh my God, let me just tell you guys, looking for a dog online is exhausting.
Yes.
Because with the pandemic, many of the local area shelters were closed. And so they directed you to one of two sites in the shelters in our area. Either something that's called Pet Tango, and then there's another one that's called, I think, Pet Finder. I want to say. Was that the one, Pet Finder?
Yes.
I know that one of them, Pet Tango, oh my gosh, we had a bad experience where there was this dog and we totally fell in love with him. In hindsight, maybe it was God's way of saying, you know what, maybe not. Because our dog, which is an English bully, not English bully, it's an American bully.
62 pounds of American muscle.
62 pounds of pure puppy. Yes. On my foot, usually.
Muscle.
But he's a big dog. You know, our last dog, Bear Boo, was about 45, 55 pounds at his highest.
Yeah. He was mostly fluff, Mr. Captain Wolf Wolf. Bear was. But now our new dog is more, he's chiseled. I'm going to call him little Schwarzenegger now.
Yeah, he is funny though. But anyway, the dog, remember the dog that we saw from Pet Tango that we had our heart set on learning to find out about was the Great Pyrenees dog?
Yes.
And in hindsight, maybe a Great Pyrenees may not have been it's a greater thing because yeah, we have a house and we have a yard, but those are huge dogs, right? And we would probably go through at least 5 more vacuum cleaners. But he just looks so amazing and so cute, and we read about him, and so we wrote. We couldn't wait, and we did a lot of research, and then we called the place. No, this is the place we called, and the lady said that, "Oh, where did you find him?" And we said, "Oh, Pet Tango, your website referred us to Pet Tango." And they're like, "Oh, we don't even have that dog. We haven't had that dog in months. We don't know why they keep showing older animals that we no longer have. We actually have a problem with that site." And so we ran into a couple of snags similar to that. So there's one dog that was supposedly in East Chicago, and we wrote this really great email from our family. Literally, we're a couple and we've been married for years and we have 2 cats and we lost her Baraboo and we would really think that this dog would be a good match. And they responded back, "Oh, that sounds amazing. And thank you for writing. And we're really happy. The dog is actually in Kentucky. So if you could kindly just, drive down to Kentucky and meet the dog, we will transport the dog back to you in about a month." And I don't know about you, but I was not planning to do a road trip to Kentucky.
There was no plans to go to Kentucky.
And especially in the middle of a pandemic. So
that's right.
Bye to said doggy. But we actually adopted our little one whose name?
The name of the dog.
You forgot the dog's name.
I know what the dog's name was. I was waiting for do I get a drum roll with this or?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't need.
That was terrible. Anyway, somehow the original name of the dog when we found him in the shelter was Heath.
Right.
Like Ledger, like Barkley.
Like the Heath. I was thinking Heath like English toffee.
Like the English
toffee. He
does
kind of have like English toffee coloring.
That's right. But somehow we took that name and we had to blackenize it. And somehow we came back with Braxton.
Yes. So we found Braxton and we were very lucky. We adopted him from the Humane Society of Miller. We want to thank everyone there who was so incredible throughout the adoption process. Like I said before, he is an American Bully. He's one of the classic ones. So if you're familiar with the American Bully breed, it's kind of weird. Like they range all the way from the pocket bully, which are really small, to like this extra large bully that looks like it can bench press a Buick. And then ours looks kind of like a normal dog that I guess the American Bully, isn't it like a breed that's bred between like a Stafford Terrier,
Terrier
and a Bulldog.
He has a Stafford Terrier like body, almost like if you'll see people who literally will come across this dog, and we found this out on the weekend, who will think he's strapping down straight pit bull because he has kind of a pit bull back and some muscles here and there from the corners. But his head is literally like they stuck a big, an English Bulldog's mask. Head.
Yeah, without the smoosh face, without the smoosh nose. But yeah, it's ginormous. In fact, it was hilarious. When our vet met him, the first thing out of his mouth was, "Wow, you have a ginormous head."
He's like, "Look at the size of the head on that bastard. It is so damn huge. Look at the cranium. Damn."
But Braxton has been with us for about 2 weeks. And
he's gone straight Marmaduke up in this bitch.
We could not love him anymore. He's just, my nickname for him now is Nugget. He's just my little nugget of joy. But making the transition without having a dog for a year and then changing breeds has been an adventure.
Also, we're dealing with the fact he's young. And yeah. young.
Yes. So it's been a while since I've dealt with puppy zooms. And he likes to do puppy zooms, which if you're not familiar with that, that's usually what they call when, like, lots of times dogs will get this frenetic energy that's just built up and they have to do something with it. And so this dog, much like our last dog, he will just run like a madman throughout the house back and forth just to wear himself out. And it's hilarious because, it'll be 1 a.m, we'll be watching King of Rings, and all of a sudden you hear this boom. And like I said, he's like 62 pounds of pure puppy. So you just hear this like mini water buffalo race through your house.
Yeah, it's like the Kentucky Derby through the middle of the hallway.
Yeah, and then he just wears himself out wherever he is and just plops. It is hilarious. Another thing that I wasn't prepared for is, I think Bearboo, our other dog, was kind of an old soul of sorts.
Okay.
Whereas this one, he's just like pure, like puppy, so everything is exciting for him. He has this particular thing for, I guess his breed, they like to chew. And he has this particular thing for plush toys.
Oh, God, does he love to chew. Chewy box is made for him because he will chew on the Chewy box.
He is hilarious. So the first night we were home, we created this sick space for him. We got him a bed. And then I had like this toy box, right? And I went ahead and got a lot of stuffed toys. And I put it in there because I got some like there was Ollie the octopus, which we're now on our third Ollie. He loves Ollie, so we have to like get him more.
Yeah, we Ollie 1 and Ollie 2 would like to have a second of silence for.
Moment of silence. He was spread across our living room floor and my office floor too, which also between that and his insistence on like playing with Ollie Squeaker during my Zoom meeting, that was rather hilarious.
Yeah, that was kind of hot.
There's nothing like being on a call and listening to like top scientists talk to you about the coronavirus pandemic and lung cancer at the same time as you just hear this squeak, 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 to the point where the meeting stopped because I forgot to mute myself. I was like, oh, sorry, that was me, new puppy. But yeah, first of all, it took him like no time at all to figure out that the toy box was his. And so for the
yeah, that's right. Even if all the toys are not his.
Oh yeah, he just took it over. And it's so funny. Like I will pick up his toys, and then he's like, no. That toy was where it was supposed to be. So he'll walk back to the box. He'll take out his duck. He'll lay it on the ground exactly where he left it, and then go on to playing with something else. But it's hilarious because he's like, this is mine, and that is mine, and this bed is mine, and this couch is mine, and you belong to me too. So it's, like I said, it's nice to have a dog around the house, but getting used to some of their idiosyncrasies has been kind of funny. Especially you, because he took this habit where he has decided that wherever you lay on the couch, he must be with you.
Yeah, basically his hips are like the back of him has got to be on my hip. If I'm on one couch, no, he's got to be on that couch.
Oh, yeah. And not just anywhere. He'll want to be behind you.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. Like, literally, he'll be in a dead sleep, and then you'll sit on the couch and it's like, oh, daddy. And you just feel this.
Yeah, there's nothing like, what was it? I woke up Saturday and was it Sunday?
You fell asleep on the couch, and then he decided to jump on the couch with you.
And me not knowing, being dead sleep, waking up with my legs not being awake.
Because the dog was on the couch. So I'm in my office writing, because, I'm a writer with this new organization. And all of a sudden I hear this thud. So I run in the room thinking, oh my God, did something get knocked over? No, it's my husband. He's on the ground. There's a dog on top of him. Yeah. Kind of like that.
Yeah, my legs, they required a few minutes to wake up because he put all, 62 pounds on the back of my legs. And I woke up to my legs not being awake and me being in old man Charlie horse like passion. Yes, him, that dog,
That dog?
that dog.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna now call him. I'm gonna call him Chewy and that dog. Kind of like as you said with some of the Gourmet Goobers like old boyfriends. How did your parents refer to the boy?
Oh. You mean that boy?
That boy.
You're talking about my ex-fiance, right?
More than your ex-fiance, I was like talking about all
No.
the
My
next
ex-fiance
men.
was the only one they called that boy. We will not talk about him.
That's okay. I have no problem because it's like,
oh crap,
the X-Man ain't
no,
the man
no,
with
stop.
the plan. Well,
oh no, oh well, they know now. I was just reminded because remember they don't know we were engaged.
I didn't call him.
Well, my parents listened to the show.
Okay. Rewind this. They weren't engaged. They were just seeing a lot of each other.
You know what? It was. It wasn't even long enough to count as an engagement. I didn't even get a ring out of it, and he called me Marcy, so it doesn't matter.
Wait a minute. What's your name again?
Not Marcy.
Okay.
Which is why we never got married.
Yeah. So anyway, dog. That dog.
That dog. So probably the most interesting part of the transition isn't his bizarro habits or his adorable way of destroying every stuffed animal that he has, but he insists on playing with the stuffed animal because that's his jam.
Or is it the fact that he has replaced Bear in the we must go riding in the car, slobbing on everything, and getting puppuccinos and pup cups?
Oh yeah, he's figured out drive-thrus, which is hilarious. But beyond that, and his gassy nature. Oh, so gassy.
Yeah.
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 He just let loose one now, so I'm really sorry.
So?
Anyway, it has to be. We also have 2 cats, and so the 2 cats were raised as kittens with the older dog that we lost before Bear Boo.
Like Lilo and Snitch.
Yeah, so we thought that, they would. They're used to dogs. It'll be kind of a. Oh, goodness.
You okay?
Sorry, yes.
I'm about to say, did talking about Cagney and Lacey get on you?
Sorry. I needed to sneeze and then I had to cough at the same time.
Okay.
That was weird.
New stuff.
But
the 2 cats.
The 2 cats,
Itchy and Scratchy.
Bit and Bean, they've been raised around dogs their entire life. So we thought, the transition will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much. Bit and Bean want to kick this dog's ass. And the funny thing is, the reason why we chose Heath/Braxton is he is the world's friendliest dog, just like Bear Boo is. Because we had to get a dog that would get used to us and get used to our animals and, we would feel safe around. And when we adopted him, before we adopted him, we spent about 5 hours with him?
Yeah.
On between 2 separate days.
Correct.
Where we went outside, we played with him, we sat with him, we spent time, we talked to the people there because we wanted to make sure that he would be comfortable. During the time he was in a humane society, right? So they walked him past the cats. He loved on the cats. They walked him past the other dogs. Oh my gosh, there was not a dog that he didn't love. When we first met him, I knew he was the one because literally they opened up the door and then he jumped and greeted me. And it's like, oh my God, you're my human. Take me home.
He ran past me.
No, he didn't. You were right beside me. He greeted me first and then he showed his attention to you.
No, he just looked at me. He's like, so I gotta go.
I think he got over that if that's where you saw it.
Sure.
But we thought, great. And to his credit, it is so cute because he wants to be close to the cats, right? So every time when we first introduced him to the cats weren't having it. And so they would like hide around in the living room, and then they would pop up underneath like a table or something, and then they would run. And then Braxton would be like, dude, there's like creatures popping out of living room tables and under the piano and stuff. It'd be cute. Like for hours, he would go back and peek around. And then he realized that, oh no, there's two of them, and there's like a room they congregate in. Let me just hang out there. And he's tried everything. I've saw him bring a toy to them one time. He's actually laid down in a submissive state and just watched them quietly. He's approached them and wagging his tail like, hey, I want to play. And meanwhile, our cats are like, dude, we will smack the plaque off you of your nose if you get any closer to us.
Yeah, literally, I saw one of the cats like a couple days ago, like throw a paw up, like he was ready to go all Bruce Lee up in this piece.
But at least they're to a point now where the cats feel comfortable in walking around and they know when he's sleeping. Because I just think he's just so big and so goofy. Because he's one of those animals that don't really know their size. That I think that's probably why it's hard for them to get used to it. But they will in time. I have every faith in that. But he is just, he's handling it like a pro. And
he likes to sleep.
Yeah.
And the cats like it when he sleeps because they come out and mess with him.
Yeah. So we don't want this to become the dog show, but that was like a major thing we did on our vacation. What else did we do? I know that we were trying to acclimate and getting used to me working from home.
Yes.
So that has been some things, and we've divided some.
In the middle of a pandemic.
In the middle of a pandemic.
Which is, I don't know. I would like to say it's getting better, but ladies and gentlemen, I would once again like to remind you that this could get a little easier
if we all just wear your mask. Seriously, y'all.
And just get it together. Social distance, wear a mask. Let us all just kind of get through this, and eventually it will subside. But until then, everybody needs to get on the Act Right program, and don't be afraid to vote early and vote often.
Yeah.
But not in succession.
Okay, maybe not the vote often, because that's like a Chicago joke, but not everyone listening will get that.
That's true.
But yeah, it was nice having the time off because we could just try to just do normal things again and not have to look for things to plan for, like, going on the air with. Like, something as simple as grocery shopping. Yes. And just figuring out, okay, now that I'm home all the time, like 24/7, I don't have to drive into the city to check voicemail and be gone for 2 hours each way and getting there. Or, sorry, less traffic, so make that an hour and a half each way. Even the most mundane things, and trying to just find a little time to yourself, because it's hard, because when you take time off, it's not like we can go travel. It's not like we can go on vacation because it's not safe yet.
Yeah. And we would also like to, in this space, I don't mean to jump in, but also we like to say a great thanks of gratitude, and also we also mourn the loss of a lot of stores and restaurants who at this point have closed temporarily or have closed for good.
Yeah, and I guess that's made it more difficult during our time off to enjoy it.
Yes.
I know one of the mundane things that I have tried to pick up again, although it's been very hard. The listeners to the show, that I have a love of grocery shopping. I don't know why it's some bizarre thing.
Yes, it's her thing.
It's kind of relaxing, and I get excited when I'm like with produce and things like that. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to be spending more time there. Maybe that will be something small that will give me joy during my time off.
It's her cathartic release. She runs around the store. She's like, what do we have in the basket? Broccoli. She loves saying that. I'm like, it's broccoli. It's Brussels sprouts.
Look, I don't know why it gives me joy. It just does, okay? I like it. There's nothing more exciting than going to a grocery store and being a bakery. It's obviously with the pandemic, it's not as enjoyable. But at least I had time during this time off now that I'm not like driving to and from the city to do that more. Actually, it was kind of funny because remember that Psycho app that I got?
Oh, yes. The grocery type app.
Yeah, so I was just like, okay, I'm working from home now 24/7. I'm going to be able to better organize how we do things in our house. And so one of the things I told Big Daddy was, okay, let's have me do all the grocery shopping. That'll encourage me to not, although I kind of divided between that and Instacart. But Instacart can get kind of pricey. So I'm like, let me do that. At least we'll be able to maintain our budget. We'll save more since I'm not commuting. And let's just have everything on an app, right? So we can be like super smart and organized. And that way we both won't buy chips and other stuff that we shouldn't have, blah, blah,
Okay,
blah.
that's pretty much me.
So I downloaded this app. What was it? Our grocery list?
Should have been called that double damned list.
You should have called that list the Amityville grocery list.
Should have called it the Linda Blair list.
So I get this list, right? And it's an app that you can put on your phone. It came highly recommended. It ties to your Amazon Prime. So the whole idea is that if, say, for instance, I'm at the grocery store and you need to add something to the list and I'm at the store, you can tell the Echo to add it to the list and it'll pop up on my phone, right?
Yeah, but like you call the Echo and then you ask, yeah, can I get some emergency Pepsi on that?
Yes, kind of like that.
Yes.
So I'm at the store during my vacation and I see all this stuff pop on the list, right? And it's like starts off really mundane, like eggs, paper towels, cheese, shrimp, because I'm making shrimp Creole. And I'm like going through the list, rice. And then it's getting more and more specific, like, what was it? Pandera Italian dressing.
That's right.
Jiffy peanut butter. Not just any peanut butter, Jiffy peanut butter.
That's right.
So all this starts showing up on this app as I'm in the grocery store. I'm like, what the fuck? So I take a moment and I text Big Daddy, like, is there a reason why you were just jamming my grocery list with all of this? And he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Come to find out, this app adds things to the grocery list for you it thinks you should buy.
Things that none of us have like consistently asked for.
No! So it was hilarious. Like there was at least 5 or 6 items on this list that we never asked for.
Never thought up. Like randomly, none of us saw it on television. It was just random things that showed up.
Yeah. I've never had a grocery list that filled out itself.
I'm telling you, Skynet is a thing.
So nevertheless, I'm in the store and I'm literally in this aisle, right? And I was like, the fuck?
Like all of a sudden.
I just said it out loud underneath my mouth, but still loud enough people heard. And there were a couple people in the aisle, and I swear one lady actually clutched imaginary pearls. And I'm
Was her name Karen?
I don't know. But I'm like pointing to my phone. I feel that makes a difference. And I'm like, my phone, is the app possessed? Is my phone possessed? Has it been hacked? No, it's the app. The app just does it itself.
They whip out like the Vincent Price like voice.
No, it didn't. Look, okay, we are black people. If the app said buy this, we would just drop the phone and the phone belongs to the store.
But like, yeah, okay, so
we'd be gone.
It's like, screw you LG, screw you Samsung.
Screw you Motorola, I'm going home. Okay.
I'm going home.
So it wasn't like that, okay? I didn't pull the Cartman like, screw you guys, I'm going home.
Yeah.
But it was enough of a freak out that I was like staring at my phone on the drive home like, holy shit, my phone is possessed. No, it's the app.
Yeah, the app.
Because at first I thought, was it the Alexa? No. Oh, see, I turned it on. No, it wasn't that. Uh, no, it's the app.
The app is putting things on your list that neither one of us wanted.
I have to admit, though, the app was is hilariously specific for name brand items.
Yes.
Although I have to admit, I almost did buy the Sprite.
Wait a minute, neither one of us asked for Sprite.
No, neither one of us asked for Sprite. But that does lead to like a hilarious conversation that we had.
Okay.
Because you were asking me, like, well, what kind of items was he asking for? And I was telling him, and I was just like, well, at least I got the Sprite right. But to be honest, I don't drink a lot of Sprite, and you drink diet soda, so it didn't really help. And we got into a conversation about why the Sprite was right. Because you didn't know that Sprite was hilariously like the black people soda.
Yeah, apparently I was late to this party.
Which is hilarious. But you've never noticed that Sprite markets itself towards, black people? Like, since the days of Obey Your Sirs, and dude, their first advertisement had their first advertisement in the 80s had Curtis Blow in it. Remember?
Yeah, good for them. I'm like, hey, Curtis Blow in a commercial, that's great. Kept moving, didn't worry about it. Yeah, Sprite was just that random soda that I couldn't get if I couldn't find 7-Up.
See, even my little existence, I knew that Sprite was always at the cookout. Okay?
Good for them.
I'm just surprised that you never knew that.
Okay.
So at least the Phantom grocery list knew enough to be like, okay, they're not going to buy all of this stuff. But if we slid Sprite on the list, we may have gotten them. See, if it knew us well enough, it would add ginger ale.
Oh, yes.
Because ginger ale is not soda, it's medicine. And it'd be a pandemic, y'all. So, yeah.
See, I wasn't as, I wasn't as keyed in as, the rest of the world. So, in this house, growing up as a young child, my parents bought 7-Up, and that was our catch-all medicine. Like, oh, you sick? Just take some cough medicine, some vapor rub, and drink a little 7-Up. It'll clear you up.
No. Ginger ale. Ginger ale cures everything. We talked about that in the previous podcast.
I wasn't getting ginger ale.
And not just any ginger ale, Canada Dry. You got to get the right ginger ale.
Oh, wait a minute. What was the, it was not the, it was the Schweppes?
Yeah, you never get Schweppes.
Okay. I learned that lesson, kids.
Schweppes does not help you like Canada Dry. You got a stomach ache, you take Canada Dry, and you go lay down. Duh.
Hey, when we got ginger ale in this house, which is not often, I think we got Seagram's. And I was thinking, Seagram's ginger ale? Seagram's gin. But no. I grew up with 7-Up, so, well, apparently I was very, very late to the party. I was tardy for the party.
See, I used to tell you all the time it was the way you were brought up. See, that was actually true this time.
Okay. I felt that I'm losing, I'm losing my card here.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's see. I think we've exhausted everything. Our vacation, of course, during our time off, there were some sad news that came in addition to that, and we just want to take a moment to acknowledge them before we move on. Particularly the passing of Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, yeah.
That was really hard, and I felt so bad because when the news came out, I was the one who woke you up and told you. And that was, oh my gosh, such a kick in the pants.
Once again, a moment of silence for the Black Panther.
Yes.
The one who told, was it Karen, do not bring that funky ass potato salad to the cookout.
And you know what, in that commercial, in that SNL,
yes,
one of the prizes they gave away was Sprite. And the joke was they didn't know why they were the black soda either. See? You missed it then.
Okay. I missed. Apparently, my entire existence has now been wiped because I didn't get the lemon lime refreshment of Sprite until later.
You grew up in the chocolate city. You had no excuse for that.
Once again, 7 Up. I think they marketed too, but anyway, once again.
All jokes aside, though,
yeah.
we wanted to give our regards to the family of Chadwick Boseman, who's made some incredible movies. His movie that he did about Thurgood Marshall was incredible. The Jackie Robinson flick he did, was that 42?
42. I have the jersey.
Yeah, that was amazing. And of course, Black Panther. He, for someone who grew up reading the comic books and is a huge fan of the MCU, Ryan Coogler created this incredible world that he could not have done without the input and acting talents of certainly the entire cast. But Chadwick embodied the Black Panther and T'Challa. So definitely I'm sorry to hear about his passing when we were gone.
You forgot my favorite one. Get on up. When he was playing Mr. James Brown, Godfather of Soul.
I've never seen Get On Up.
You've never seen Get On Up?
No. Which is shocking because my husband really likes James Bond. Oh, James Brown. James Brown. I'm sorry.
I'm thinking if James Brown played James Bond.
Oh, that would be funky.
Yeah, that would be. Ooh, think about all the cars and the toys.
Well, first of all, I don't think he'd be able to blend in because
you gotta have. Yeah, it's too much soul to be in this place killing bad guys.
Yeah, no.
But he'd be getting all the chicks.
He played a good Felix, though.
Please.
Felix was the cooler guy when we were younger.
Felix was cool, but James Brown couldn't blend in the background, and come up with this stuff. Hey, James was front and center. But yeah, very much the Chadwick Boseman playing Big Brother Brown, the Godfather of Soul. That was one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I have to check it out. It's actually one of the movies that he made that I didn't have a chance to see. The other one being 21 Bridges. But the really cool thing about his passing is that I took part in the online live tweeting of Black Panther.
Yes.
That took place the day after his passing. And it was just such a really great coming together of our community. And it was just kind of a beautiful thing where we were able to bond and share our, memories of his work and share why he was so important and certainly discuss the diaspora as represented in Black Panther and why for our community it was just such a unifying force and a major transformative piece of work. So yeah, that was really kind of a cool thing, experience that we shared. So
it was great and all. At the same time, you never want to have to worry about the fact that probably a lot of, I'm sure, because Black Panther made a great deal of money for Marvel and also just overall. But literally at the time that the day after Boseman passed away, that weekend, there was a lot of Black Panther watching. ... Except for, I'm taking shots now, my sister. My sister probably has to be the only sister who probably hasn't partaken. I'm sure there are a couple.
You're gonna call her out. She listens too.
I'm firing shots. Hey, this will influence her to listen because I'm firing shots. I'm not saying by name, but my sister didn't see Black Panther.
I think she'll know who she is when she hears you say her.
That's okay. I'm not saying her name, but she knows who she is. The one who did not watch Black Panther, probably one of the few sisters that didn't.
Actually, I think that's funny that she didn't, because even my mother, who hates Marvel movies, we convinced her to see Black Panther. Although it wasn't really hard, because Black Panther, to me, is in many respects almost like a Shakespearean type play that just happened, like movie, in terms of plot and relationships and things like that. Obviously from a clearly African/Black perspective.
Yes.
But it just happened to have superheroes in it. And certainly the relationships that were detected and, the work that Ryan put into it, and certainly Pat, and I wish I remember her last name, The woman who won the Oscar, and decidedly so, for the costumes in the individual tribes. Just the work that they put into it. It just so happened to be a Marvel movie.
Yeah, and we're not gonna like get deep into like movie reviews now because we're just gonna once again influence you, including my sister,
but yeah,
to watch Black Panther.
But my mother was literally, we got her to watch it because we said, look, it just so happens to have superheroes in it. I promise you'll forget about it. And she did. And then, of course, Infinity War happened where they fucked up Wakanda. And then we all decided that we didn't want my mother to see it because she'll be mad.
Yes.
We're like, for the love of God, do not let mom see Infinity War. But somehow she did. And then she found out that Wakanda, which she just fell in love with, just got destroyed. And that was another conversation. But
when in doubt, you can't tell everybody where all your goodies are.
Yes. T seems to think that it's because of the fact that they told Bucky where they shared with everybody where Wakanda was.
Well,
and that's why Wakanda got jacked up in the movie.
That's right. At the end where they discussed about, sharing with the rest of the world, the good things that Wakanda had inside of it. And then all of a sudden Infinity War comes out and, well, there went that problem.
Okay, to be fair, with the snap, and okay, we're getting the nerdy talk, so it'll just be a second.
No, I'm also trying not to drop, I know we're well past spoilers, but at the same time,
technically speaking, Wakanda would have been effed up anyway once Thanos snapped, because they would have just vanished anyway. At least they knew what happened to him.
Maybe, because they were inside the protective bubble, maybe that was not going to be the case. The rest of the world just thought it was like a third world country. We might have been able to avoid the snap if for some reason
Bucky wasn't laid up in Wakanda.
Yeah, if for some reason they didn't show up in Wakanda and we let them in, somehow maybe we'll survive the snap. But no, we had to let people in. No, we had to share with the rest of the world. Killmonger was, maybe he knew things.
Okay. We've had these conversations for a while.
Yeah, this is going on for a few years now.
So we're not going to obviously weigh down the
that's right,
podcast with it.
Because we're a food and pop culture podcast.
Yeah, but Black Panther was part of the pop culture phenomenon. I mean, we even went to WakandaCon the first year that they had it in Chicago, which, by the way, we had such a blast, and we hope that they have WakandaCon in the near future.
Yes, we do, just in memoriam.
Also, because you're fantastic.
You're wearing the Black Panther t-shirt.
I didn't realize that until just now.
Okay.
That is hilarious. More importantly, I think it's your Black Panther t-shirt. Or is it mine?
It's yours.
Okay. We both have one, and I just took them both. So, let's see. Have we talked about everything that happened over our vacation?
Sports is back. That's everything else, yeah.
Sports is definitely back. So, I've been watching a lot of basketball.
I've been trying to watch a couple of weeks of the NFL. We're finishing up week 2 as of this writing. But yeah, social distancing, okay, sure. But yeah, sports is back. Basketball, baseball is going to the playoffs.
Shout out to the NBA and the WNBA, by the way, for taking a stand after the tragedy that happened in Kenosha. And just, I don't want to say boycotting the game, but skipping on the game to call attention to what happened out there.
And then, like all the other sports, getting with the program that for those days.
Right. They have really led as far as bringing attention to Black Lives Matter and things like that, which is so awesome. And again, we don't want to weigh everything out. It's hard not to...
Also, shout out to...
Talked about everything.
Right. Also, we like to give a special shout out to our little young sister, Naomi Osaka, for winning the U.S. Open and doing it with style and class and being able to stand up for social change in her own way also.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. But back to basketball.
No. I wouldn't say back to basketball. What I was trying to say was, I feel that this segment it's the way we normally do this segment. This segment's a little different because we usually start with your week.
That's fine.
And then we usually start with my week. But since we've been gone for so long, I realize it's hard to pack everything in just one segment.
Cool.
Of our time. So sorry if it sounds a little scattered. We're just excited to be back and excited to talk to you guys. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to share in our What's Eating Us segment 3 stories that we feel that will get us back on track is talking about the intersection of food and pop culture. And then we will close out this podcast as we do every podcast where we share the best thing we ate this week. So we'll take a quick moment to circle back and also get the dog off me because, again, 62 pounds of puppy on my feet. But you're listening to the Gourmet Goober podcast. We'll be right back. Hey guys, this is JJ Outlaw
and T Outlaw,
and we're the co-hosts of the Gourmet Goober podcast. Let me ask you something. Have you guys ever thought about starting your own podcast?
Yes.
I know when we were starting to get this podcast off the ground, we had a lot of questions, right? Like, how do we record an episode? How do we get our shows and all those apps that people like to listen to? And more importantly, how do we make money from the podcast, right? Well, the answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's kind of what we're doing right now. We're reading this ad, right?
Mm-hmm.
We love Anchor. Anchor has made it really simple to start the Gourmet Goober podcast. It's been a great thing to use, and Big Daddy's a big fan.
Yes, I am.
So if you wanted to start a podcast and make money doing it, just go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start to join me, Big Daddy, and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. Again, that's anchor.fm/start. We can't wait to hear your podcast. Hey, everybody. This is JJ Outlaw.
Hi, I'm T Outlaw.
And we are back with the episode of the Gourmet Goober podcast. And right now we are going into our foodie and pop culture segment we call What's Eating Us. That's where we share news of the week that really kind of caught our interest, made us laugh, made us think, and all things in between. And we have 3 stories as we are coming back to the podcast that kind of captured our interest while we were on an extended vacation. That I think that everyone would be super eager to know more about. And we are actually going to start with something that caused a little bit of a melee in our home. And that has to do with the shortage of McDonald's Quarter Pounders that was created by singer-rapper Travis Scott.
First of all, Travis Scott, who is he? Why is he messing with our Big Macs, Quarter Pounders, General...
Not the Big Macs, just the Quarter Pounders.
Whatever.
Okay, clearly we old, because when I first told Big Daddy about this, he was like, what is a Travis Scott?
Yes.
And then you Googled it, and remember the first thing you saw was like, he was with the Kardashian, and then you asked me, and of course I don't follow the Kardashians, so I don't know, the Kookaburra, Candy, Kylie.
Kendra. Yeah, we had
one of those Ks.
We had to run down, like, okay, which Kardashian/Jenner was Travis Scott getting it in with?
And then we nailed it down. It's definitely a Jenner. I think it's that Kylie Jenner lady.
I thought it was Kendall, but
no.
Nonetheless.
Anyway, so he's also really popular rapper. No, I can't name any Travis Scott songs because I think my last favorite rap song ended with like Chance the Rapper's Coloring Book. I really need to get caught up my rap music knowledge, if you will. But Travis is really popular. And so what he did was he joined into a collaboration with McDonald's to promote what is known as the Travis Scott meal. So get this. The meal comes with a quarter pounder burger with cheese, bacon, and shredded lettuce, a Sprite soda, again,
The choice of all brothers and sisters.
Sprite is the blackest soda. Duh.
Uh-huh.
And then French fries dipped in barbecue sauce for just $6. So, according to CNBC, this actually became so very popular that it's now causing ingredient shortages for some restaurants that are trying to keep up with demand. In fact, McDonald's is temporarily controlling the supply of some of the ingredients to make sure that the meal remains popular.
Okay. Can I jump in here?
Sure.
I got to start with, you are McDonald's, not McDowell's. There are two things. Well, I'm sorry. There are a few things that McDonald's is known for: Big Macs and quarter pounders. Really, that's all you need. Big Macs, quarter pounders. How are you running out because of a dude named Travis Scott?
Here's the thing. It's not like his meal is all that crazy. Like, literally, isn't his sandwich just like the quarter pounder deluxe?
Yeah.
With bacon.
Yes. I can. If you're running out of burgers or the stuff to make it, you can just go down to Wendy's. Hell, they keep every other sandwich they have is a bacon burger.
So, the only thing different is they added bacon and the lettuce.
Ta-da. They run out of lettuce?
And then a dip of barbecue sauce. Which they don't even use barbecue sauce all year round. They could just take the leftover from the McRib.
That's right. How come, wait a minute, how come Travis Scott couldn't pump that McRib? See, hey, couldn't lose anything off that one.
Okay, McRibs are scary.
Hey, McRibs are, I mean, they are what they are.
We have talked about McRibs on the show.
Once again, the McRib is kind of like, you know, like snakes on a plane. You know what you're getting from it.
Exactly. Well, it is actually took no time at all from the time that they introduced the Travis Scott meal to then you started seeing shortages. In fact, they reported it just 8 days after McDonald's kicked off the collaboration. And so now throughout the country, they're working really hard in order to actually supply the meal. And so they're working with their, according to a spokesman, they said we're working closely with our suppliers, distributors, and franchisees to resupply impacted restaurants as soon as possible. But it could be a major blow to McDonald's simply because the quarter pounder with cheese has also been something that has been branded, has been kind of one of their quote unquote premium sandwiches. Because believe it or not, it's one of the few sandwiches that they have that is made with fresh beef.
Okay, then don't.
Well,
I don't care if you make it with fresh beef or...
I care. That's like the only sandwich I eat at McDonald's.
Okay, one, that makes me feel that all the other sandwiches kind of got, like, you know, the cheap end. And it's like, okay.
That's why I don't eat the other sandwiches, because they don't make them with fresh beef.
I don't think I really noticed that much.
No,
it's
McDonald's. You actually don't.
Literally, they encase everything else.
I've gone to McDonald's with you.
Literally, they literally take every sandwich and just dip it in salt and then just fry it. Mm-hmm. There's nothing different about whether or not it's a Big Mac quarter pounder, except for all the other stuff that comes with it. They're McDonald's. They have, I don't know what's in a quarter pounder, but it's a quarter pounder. Usually your supply is tight, but okay, if they're losing money or they, you know, their supply is down, then yeah. You know, kind of like with Chick-fil-A, just go get more cows.
Wait, there's no cows in Chick-fil-A. Remember, it's chicken.
And that's why some of these people need to take their asses to Chick-fil-A and leave me and my, you know, my Big Macs alone, or my regular quarter pounders that are not being endorsed by Travis Scott.
You know, it's interesting, and not all collaborations work. We talked about, for example, on the show the Migos, they had their collaboration with Popeye. But remember, there were certain rules that applied to it. Like you could only get it if it was delivered through, I think it was through Uber Eats or one of the food delivery services. And then you only had your choice of like 3 meals or something or what have you.
Is
So
McDonald's delivering?
actually, McDonald's does deliver.
But they don't deliver in the black neighborhoods.
I could get on my phone and deliver right now with the McDonald's.
Then why are you not delivering right now?
Because we're recording, Goober, and we're supposed to be eating better.
Okay, 1, I can multitask. 2, I've been a good boy today.
We'll talk about that after we get off the line, okay? Off the mics. But in the meantime, I think it's interesting because I guess the meal that they're this collab, and apparently it's proving very lucrative for McDonald's, is based on a meal that he himself pioneered when he would go on tour. And so it's like a special meal that he came up with. One, I'm kind of disappointed though, because it sounds kind of basic.
Yeah, it is. What exactly? So let me get this straight. You put bacon and some knockoff barbecue sauce on a quarter pounder.
No, the barbecue sauce is just for the fries.
Okay, whether or not whatever your meal comes with, this is like revolutionary.
Apparently so. That plus the Sprite. You can't get it with any other soda. It must come with the Sprite. Why? Because Sprite is the blackest soda.
This is why I'm gonna take my Diet Coke and just sit there with my Big Mac. Matter of fact, I need to go to McDowell's and get that. Maybe I can come up with, a Tea Outlaw, hookup meal at McDowell's.
I don't know. I would just suspect because with all the hoopla and Travis Scott, now that I think about it, I know I've read some articles about him recently in GQ and other things. So he is extremely popular. Maybe not with our generation, but certainly with like millennials and beyond and so on. But I don't know. I guess for this collaboration, I was expecting something more loftier than like literally like fries with barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I would rather like deal with a Migos meal. Okay. That's got some revolutionary, nice little pack get together. Okay, so when's Kendrick Lamar gonna get a meal? Can we go with me? Can we take this back like the Boondocks and get a Luther meal?
Oh,
a big Luther meal.
The one with the donut?
Yes. Now that's revolutionary.
Now, see, that would be willing to come out of it.
That's right.
So is it just a lure that it's Travis Scott's name to it? Because it's not like you couldn't ordinarily just order that anyway. The only difference is the bacon.
They got bacon on other things in McDonald's, don't they?
Well, yeah, but wasn't it for a while like a promotion where you could put bacon on everything at McDonald's? And it was like temporarily, and now I don't know if you can request a bacon on a quarter pounder with cheese sandwich. I'm just shocked enough that something so basic would be selling out just because you put Travis Scott's name on it.
Can we get a Megan Thee Stallion meal?
Ooh, now see, Megan Thee Stallion meal, what would you think would be on that meal? I would buy that because I think Megan Thee Stallion is amazing.
Some good.
That girl can rap.
Yeah,
rap. She can spit.
She can drop some. I'm good.
She can spit rhymes.
Yeah, I couldn't think off the top of my head what would be on a Megan Thee Stallion meal. Maybe like with a combination with a little Cardi B. What was on the Cardi B chips? Oh, Rap Snacks. I'm sorry.
Rap Snacks. Wasn't she the one with? No. I was thinking of the Trina Snacks with the honeydew.
Yeah.
Honeydew barbecue. Which, by the way, oh my God, we're just gonna put it out in the universe. Seriously, we are slowly getting gentrified where we live, and now Rap Snacks are hard to find. And I've been wanting the Trina chips so bad.
You're fiending now, aren't you? You are fiending for the chips.
Yeah. So just as a side note, universe, please deliver the Trina chips. They are awesome.
Cool.
But going back to that, I don't know, but good for McDonald's, I guess, for coming up with this partnership. Now, here's the other thing that's interesting about this, because as part of the partnership, there were some items that Travis got in agreement to be able to put his name on what is basically a basic burger slapped in a Sprite, which I also understand it's Sprite with extra ice. Who the hell orders Sprite with extra ice? But apparently he does. So there's actually another thing they've been doing where on his tour he's been selling McDonald's items, merchandise, and the merchandise range anywhere from I believe it's t-shirts, there's blankets, there's believe it or not, there's a giant nugget pillow.
A giant nugget pillow.
A pillow that looks like a giant chicken nugget.
Chicken McNugget.
Actually, it was called a giant hyper-realistic nugget body pillow.
Okay.
You can also get a Travis Scott cutout, a cactus pack, and a burger mouth rug. So yeah. The rug is $350. The nugget pillow, which immediately sold out. And I'll admit, I actually looked at the nugget pillow because I thought, okay, one, it's a giant chicken nugget pillow. And even though I'm not a Travis Scott fan, it's a freaking giant chicken nugget body pillow. How funny is that?
I think you just wanted to get a chicken McNugget pillow for your little chicken McNugget on the floor here.
Exactly. I was just thinking a nugget pillow for the nugget. But then I saw how expensive it was. And then right now, I went online to see if maybe like people bought it and they're reselling it. And people are actually reselling on eBay and other places for as high as $600 or more. Yes.
No.
Nevertheless, Little Nugget is not getting his pillow.
No. If it's going to be a nugget pillow, then I suggest it come with like real nuggets on it. Like I need one big chicken McNugget.
No, it actually looks like a giant nugget.
I don't care what it looks like.
It's hilarious.
I need for it to be a real nugget if I'm going to pay that much money.
Oh, you want it to be a real ass 3-foot chicken nugget?
Yes, I want it to be edible.
First of all, where will we put it?
I don't care. Between me and the dog, it's going to go.
Okay, I will agree with you there. The dog will totally put a hurt on it. He is literally the chewingest dog ever.
And I will fight him for it. Yeah, that's how it goes. But yes, that's our thing. Once again, Travis Scott causing trouble for everybody.
So if you're at a McDonald's and you realize that you cannot get your quarter pounder with cheese,
go to McDonald's.
Which is only available in Chicago on Halloween. And if McDonald's is not available at the Wiener Circle, then yeah, you can probably hit up Travis Scott because he's probably the reason why you can't get any. So outside of the Travis Scott, he is not the only celebrity that has benefited from food. The other one actually ties in with your work as far as sports returning. And that is actually Lemon Pepper Lou.
Lemon Pepper Lou.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. That was fun.
So, if you do not know who Lemon Pepper Lou is.
Because he trademarked it.
Yes, he actually trademarked it, which, okay, I'm not lying. That was pretty damn smart.
Okay. So you might want to inform the people who don't know Lemon Pepper Lou.
So Lemon Pepper Lou refers to Clippers player Lou Williams, right? So when sports came back, they were dealing with the pandemic, right? And they were trying to figure out how to safely play the sport without causing any spread of the coronavirus. And what the NBA did, which was so brilliant, is that they basically took over a spot and they basically created a bubble. It was in what, Walt Disney World?
Yes,
I believe
the Walt Disney World resorts.
Right. And so the way that they've actually had this, it was just incredible. So there's a lot of testing involved. Once you're in the bubble, you are not allowed to leave until your team is eliminated during the playoffs. So once you're out, except if you have permission, you are out because they can't jeopardize the health of the players, certainly the coaches, many who are older, the staff, all of the people who work there. So they have worked really hard to create a system of checks and balances and rapid testing to keep their players safe. So Lou Williams, back I think it was in July, he made a decision. Was it to actually go off campus and leave the bubble? Because again, you could leave, but totally can do it when you have permission. And in his case, he actually did an extended goodbye. He decided to go and say goodbye to a loved one. I think his grandfather passed away.
Yes.
Is what I understand. So it was reported back in July, late July, that when he came back, he was not allowed to immediately rejoin his team, but rather he had to quarantine for 10 days. Why, you ask?
Yep.
Because Lou decided not just to go to the funeral and come back. No, he decided to drown his sorrows, as well as a few dollars, at Magic City, which is a strip club in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah. No, he took the circuitous route. He had some things to do. He was in mourning and he had to drop some ones and fives and tens and whatnot.
And here's the thing. I'm not criticizing the strip club.
Yes, she is.
No, I'm not. You know what? Okay. When we first talked about the story, I was telling you that I was surprised the strip club is open because, no offense, it's kind of hard to give a social distancing lap dance unless your ass is one place and the chairs in another. I just don't see how that works.
The rear ends are quite large.
They're not that large to extend 6 feet, okay?
They Cardi B size.
So there's, logistically speaking, I can't understand why a strip club is open during a mass pandemic. But on the other hand, you know what? They're adults and I hope that they wear masks and whatever. And then second of all places, why would you, like, you're in the middle, like you're in a competitive run, like the Clippers were in the playoffs, right?
Well, they hadn't reached the playoffs yet.
But they were highly favored to go far in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So the last thing you would want to do is to jeopardize that to go to a strip club. And so they asked him, like, dude, what the hell are you thinking? And it comes to find out he went to the strip club for what?
Lemon pepper wings.
Yes. Apparently, he could not resist the Magic City lemon pepper wings, which apparently he loves the Magic City lemon pepper wings so much, he actually has wings named for him on the menu. Did you know that?
I do now.
First of all, how often do you have to go to a strip club to have your own wings?
If you're throwing that much money up there, I suggest they name the wings after you.
I mean, how much money do you... Because Magic City is quite notorious as being a popular club.
Yes.
So you have to give a lot of money to get the wings named after you.
I don't know that much about, the specific menu at Magic City, but I'm thinking there's got to be some Jermaine Dupri wings. They got to be some Luda wings. Chicken and beer. Got to have a chicken and beer collection, but yeah.
But I have questions. Is that like the only place in Atlanta you can get wings? I mean, the idea of, okay, again, talking me now. And let me just also say, for the record, no, I've never A, been to a strip club, or B, thought about going to a strip club to eat their wings. And again, I have nothing against a strip club. I actually known people who were strippers and are working themselves to school or just, did it for whatever reason. Like I said, it's not a judgment. It's just for me personally, and Big Daddy and I have talked about this.
Here we go.
The idea of eating wings, knowing that there are various body parts afflicted. I would literally just be Lysol and everything. You probably couldn't control me in a strip club. I'd be like, oh, no. No worries. Pull out my wipe. Especially now in the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So I can't imagine doing that in any sense, but sure enough in a pandemic. And then the idea of just, you know what? I'm going to go and hit up the wings at the strip club. But it comes to find out from what I've understand from watching ESPN, their wings are quite good.
I'm sure they are.
So, again, no judgments. I just know for me personally, I would probably go maximum OCD and like Lysol everything before I even think of touching a wing because there you are. So, I have questions. Like, okay, is this like the only place to get these wings in Atlanta? The reason why he was willing to risk the Rona and the NBA final to go to this place for wings?
Okay, first, I have never had. This is kind of like the I have never. I have never been to Magic City. I may have been to certain establishments in Atlanta and the general vicinity. I may have been to clubs that may have had wings, but maybe not lemon pepper. I may have had, food at certain establishments that were, yes, really good, but maybe, he needed to drown his sorrow and maybe the wings, maybe he got a good deal on them, because they're named after him.
Well, I guess so.
Yeah, maybe he got him the
Do you think he got at least free? I mean, I would think if you spent that much money in the club, you get wings named after you. It'd be a shame you have to pay for them.
Maybe they were at the buffet. Well, I guess. Are there buffets in the pandemic right now?
I don't know.
Things that make you go, But yes. And I've also never been to clubs during the pandemic, so.
Okay, before the pandemic, did you go to clubs just for the food?
Just for the food.
Because he claims he went just for the wings.
Player, pimp to pimp.
Hold on. Are you going to have problems answering this because I'm your wife? Because I don't care if you went to a club. I know you went to clubs. We went to college together. I know you went to clubs.
Yes, my roommate dragged me there. I was a good Christian fellow.
He didn't exactly drag you. I remember you in college.
Nonetheless.
Sorry, Mom and Dad.
Yes, I have never partaken of it by my own virtue.
He has never been to a club in his entire life.
Man, I'm waiting for the lightning bolt to just strike me down. But no, nonetheless, I have been to clubs, and I've been to clubs that have had pretty decent, spreads that were food. But no, I've never been to a club specifically because, the wings were tight or, they're serving like this great pizza. No, I can't play that, but there's no, lemon pepper wings, wet or dry, that are named for me. So thus, hey, if Magic City wants to send me a package, care package with some wings, I'm willing to listen. But at the same time, no, I would, my answer is no, I generally have never been to a club specifically for their assortment.
Their assortment.
Yes.
Okay, well, to be fair, Lou Williams did come back after his quarantine. He was back on the court, so he was able to play.
Had to help the Clippers.
The Clippers actually just got eliminated in the playoffs by a team that came back from 3-1 and made history doing it. That's astounding, but we were not going to talk about that now.
Maybe they went to the club and got some Denver omelets.
But Lou turned out to get the final laugh about that because I forget, someone actually named him Lemon Pepper Lou, making fun of this because obviously he became the laughing stock of the NBA of dude who's going to risk the Rona and everything for some lemon pepper wings. So he decided to trademark it. So now coming to a merchandise store near you will be Lemon Pepper Lou items.
Lemon Lepaloo, what?
Lemon pepper loo items, supposedly.
Does it? I'm intrigued now. What kind of products are we getting from Lemon Pepperloo?
Look, if there's no lemon pepper seasoning, look, if I was Magic City, as I drop a dog biscuit, if I was Magic City, if you do not create a lemon pepper loo, like partner with them for a lemon pepper loo seasoning, you are totally missing out on the opportunity there.
Lemon Pepperloo sauce.
Yes. So you can have your own lemon pepper. Wait.
Does it come with the stripper dust?
Okay. Now you've messed with me.
Yes, I did.
Stop.
I threw the gauntlet. But...
Is it wet wings? I mean, is it lemon pepper wet? I mean, that makes a difference.
Yes, it does. Sometimes I like my lemon pepper dry, but a lot of people like it wet. This really sounds salacious when I say it, but thus.
Yes.
The lemon pepper loo sauce. The lemon pepper loo pad.
I personally, look, more power to him. I'm glad that he found a happy ending for that. Magic City, of course, supported him all the way. So hopefully he'll be able to make some money off of that. But yeah.
The lemon pepper loo legs, drumsticks.
Oh, so you're saying he should license chicken?
Yeah, he should get his own chicken line.
Oh, kind of like how Mike Ditka has his own steaks.
Yes.
Lemon pepper loo chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. I love that idea.
Sold exclusively from Magic City.
Oh my God, I would never.
No, as a matter of fact,
I can't handle that.
Wait a minute, hold on. See, since you let me let my mind wander.
That was a mistake.
Wait a minute, we should get the lemon pepper loo meal, where you get a loo pack, with special stuff in it.
Oh, is that like the grocery store where you get a pinwheel with you get legs?
Yes.
And thighs. Okay, so what comes in a loo pack?
Okay, you gotta have your wings. You gotta have them wet. You gotta have lemon pepper loo biscuits, and then on top of it, it comes with a drink, Sprite, kids. Not only that, not only does you get Sprite, but now you get Sprite, and served to you with a stripper heel.
I don't eat it.
Yeah.
And a can of Lysol from Jennifer.
That's on you. Lemon pepper loo, work on that. Part of your trademark. But I want 5% off that.
Oh my God. So, God. I'm sorry, the dog.
I'm also gonna think about the LeBron pack. Because if I'm gonna talk about lemon pepper loo, I gotta give me the LeBron or the Kawhi Leonard pack. I don't know what's in it, but I just figured I'd take a stab at it anyway. Can we get the Bron burgers at the club?
Is that before or after you get them? You know what? We're not going to talk about it. So
yes.
We are not going to discuss that. You can Google if you'd like. But anyway, shout out to Lou Williams for turning lemons into lemonade, literally.
That's right. Make it hot.
Speaking of hot wings, our wings, the other thing that caught our interest while we were on vacation is one man's lonely fight in order to stand up and call injustice when he sees it. Yes, we are talking about a gentleman in Nebraska who went viral because he wanted to reach out and advise his council in Lincoln, Nebraska, to consider renaming boneless chicken wings.
Okay.
According to Andrew Christensen, during a speech he made to the Lincoln City Council.
Was his first name Hans?
It really should have been.
Okay.
He said that Lincoln has the opportunity to be a social leader in this country. We have been casually ignoring a problem that has gotten so out of control that our children are throwing around names and words without even understanding their true meaning, treating things as though they're normal. Yes, I'm talking about boneless chicken wings. I propose we as a city remove the name boneless wings from our menus and our hearts. And he basically argued, as I happen to argue, that there is no such thing as boneless chicken wings. They're simply chicken tenders, which are already boneless.
Okay.
He goes on to say, I don't go to order boneless tacos, and I don't go and order boneless club sandwiches. We need to raise our children better. Our children have been raised to be afraid of having bones attached to their meat. That's where the meat comes from. It grows on bones. We need to teach them that the wing of a chicken is from a chicken and it is delicious.
Yes, it is.
Calling the food to be renamed in Nebraska City. He then finishes with what I love, the best part, is that he suggested that the city call the dish buffalo style chicken tenders, wet tenders, trash, or my favorite, saucy nugs.
Saucy nugs. Okay, that last one sounds a little notorious. I'm going to go with no.
We can take these steps and show the country where we stand, and that we understand we've been living a lie for far too long. We know it because we feel it in our bones.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, player. Go on with it.
Andrew Christensen continued his search for correct chicken wings on social media after his viral testimony. He actually suggested that I'm looking for the best wings. Please send your suggestions to spicynugsforpresident@gmail.com. Might I suggest he gets together with Lou Williams? He might be able to direct him to Magic City.
Possibly, yes.
Because apparently the chicken wings are so good that you would risk an NBA championship in the Rona to get them.
Yeah.
I think
agree.
we can help Andrew out.
Yeah. Cross promotion. People helping people.
So what do you think?
What do I think?
I personally agree with Andrew that, you know what? We have been abusing the name boneless chicken wings for far too long. And they are, in fact, chicken nuggets. Giant chicken nuggets.
Okay. That being said, yes, first of all, Christian Anderson, whatever his name is, I would like to say you are quite litigious with this.
He didn't sue. He just wanted it to be a declaration.
He wanted to be a declaration. Okay. I would like to say I very much agree with him. And it's for this reason that, yes, if you were going to call something boneless and originally it should have been boned and you changed it up, like you pulled it apart and you reconfigured it, but originally it should have been, there should have been bones to start with, kind of like Scottie Pippen. I ain't paying for the bones. But I fully agree with that. Yes, boneless chicken wings should have already been like deboned chicken, not just random formed chicken that I'm hoping was originally chicken and not some other mechanically disoriented meat that was put together. Yeah, I very much so. I don't need people lying. My biggest thing is don't lie to me about what it originally was, except for bologna. Just don't tell me. But my other thing was, I remember a few months ago when the gourmet guru brought home some, as she said, some buffalo style wings. And I took a bite out of them and I was eating it and I was like, this is some jacked up chicken. I don't know how I feel about this chicken. I said, this chicken tastes a little funky. And she said, it's good, healthy chicken. I'm thinking it's free range. No, it was not chicken at all. It was cauliflower. Oh, no. I got on my horse. I was mad. I was ready to start kicking stuff out of the house.
Still feeling a little salty about that.
Yes, I'm still a little warm about that. Okay. How you gonna tell me it's buffalo style, chicken, and it ain't even chicken?
First of all, it was buffalo style cauliflower chicken nuggets. Buffalo style nuggets. It was vegan. It was from our friends at Vibration, who we totally love, and they were delicious. The fact that you could not get over the fact that they were meatless, that was your deal.
I couldn't get over nothing because I was lied to. When it was put on a plate or a carton in front of me, I was told one thing, and I was so. It was bait and switch. I was told, wait a minute.
Let me also explain everybody. Everybody, Braxton is looking at Daddy right now.
I heard
and
wings.
He's like confused as what's going on.
Wait a minute. I heard some words in there that made me think it was one thing when it was quite another. And I am still a little warm about that. Yes. But yes, I agree with this fellow that yes, boneless chicken wings are chicken tenders, or chicken nuggets. But yeah, don't lie to me. I will not accept that. However, if they're good, I'll be willing to think about it.
Okay.
Like good lemon pepper.
So, one, I'm very sorry that I hurt your feelings by giving you a meatless meal. Secondly, they were delicious. And finally,
this face says, you lied to me.
Apparently, we have some issues, ladies and gentlemen, that we need to work on off mic, which we will have a discussion on later.
I was bamboozled.
But nevertheless, kudos to Anders for sticking up to his ideals. And Ender, I suggest you reaching out to Lemon Pepper Lou. He could probably hook you up with some lemon pepper wet, and you guys will be a match made in heaven.
Let it stray.
Let it be so. Lastly, and you wanted to bring this up because it was something that you were confused about because you were on Instagram recently. I was taking a little bit of a social media break because getting used to my new job and transitioning out of a job where I had to work on social media like all the time to one where I could just focus on working. And you had brought up something that you were confused about. And you had asked me, so I thought it'd be worth chatting about it on the podcast. And that was your confusion over charcuterie boards.
First of all, it always propounds me that charcuterie. Yeah, sounds real good.
So they're all the rage right now. They've been in existence forever. Basically, if you're not familiar, you haven't been on Instagram lately. I have friends who have lately been posting their latest meats and cheeses and other fine items that are arranged gorgeously on the board. You can find the boards everywhere, by the way. They actually sold them at Strachan Van Til. That's when I knew it was being like a big thing because I'm like, you can find it everywhere. And it's all the rage right now because, again, it's something simple. People aren't able to go out and eat right now. And so it gives them an opportunity to really kind of have the fine dining experience where you can kind of graze on that and recreate like going to brunch or having a light meal without all the work. And then certainly it'd be something for you to do as you're cooped up at home. So right now, there are a lot of different things that are out there that are educating people on how to put together a charcuterie board. They're really popular in college campuses, which is surprising.
Which tells me how bad this is.
Well, no, because if you think about it, what better way if you're like gathering with your friends and you can't afford anything, but putting cold cuts, fruits, and other items in a nice arrangement, it's actually something that is really, really kind of a good way to kind of feel good without spending a lot of money.
Do these college students and or people who put together these boards, do any of them look like me?
Actually, quite a few of them. In fact, it's just something that's just really, 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 I can't think right now. I'm sorry. I'm still hung up on your obsession that I mistreated you with the buffalo wings. They were good.
No, they weren't. I mean, nothing against vibration, because, they have good vegan food, but at the same time, no, I was led astray. I was bamboozled.
But you know what? The fascinating thing now is that charcuterie boards used to focus on just meats and cheeses, but now I've been seeing boards of all different types, including there's one that I just saw that was featured last month in the New York Times, where basically it's all, instead of having traditional meat, they have items such as watermelon ham and plant based meat products, which, judging by your face and your response from the your response for the buffalo cauliflower wings, maybe that's a no for you.
Okay, good answer.
But there's also one that I thought was rather interesting, where you can actually recreate a charcuterie board featuring 90s snacks, 90s related snacks. So they're talking like cereals and different things. So it doesn't always have to be meat and cheeses, but yeah, this particular board is actually pretty cool. Pops, for some reason, Pop Sugar is like obsessed with charcuterie boards. So if you guys
no
want to check
shit,
them
that
out,
comes from Pop Sugar.
But no, you got to check this one out. This one is hilarious. It's actually a board, and it has everything from Pop Rocks to Dunkaroos, which, just as a side note, where the hell are you guys getting Dunkaroos? I've been craving that for years. To Hubba Bubba bubble tape, pretzels, Doritos, and it even has cosmic brownies, which, oh my god, those were amazing.
I'm completely lost now.
Well, you were confused before when you asked me about it.
I'm
like, you were
lost
asking why are all of these people just eating, what did you say, like cold cuts off a board?
Yes. That was the exact phrasing.
Because it's gorgeous and it's easy to make, and people want something elegant and fun and easy
fun
to put together because they've been stuck at home forever. And you can create one pretty inexpensively with like pâtés, everything from high-end like pâtés and caviar to, I've seen like my friend Lee has been creating some really great ones with like, grapes and strawberries and a lot of fruit-based items, and you're still wrinkling your nose. Okay, all right. So obviously that doesn't work for you. So What would be your ideal charcuterie board if you were to create one?
Okay, first charcuterie board?
Yes.
Okay. Good stuff. What would be on my charcuterie board?
You'd probably change it to like manly board or something like that.
Yeah, first of all, we're gonna cut this board because by the time I get done with this damn thing better be like a Dagwood in the making.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll be one.
The idea is supposed to be spread out elegantly.
Elegantly. Yes. Look at me. Do I look elegantly? Am I an elegantly built man? No, this is a sandwich meal looking board. No, I'm.
So you're basically going to put together one of those Lunchables and just lay them out.
This is going to be above Lunchables. We're going to start off with looking Dagwoodish. It's going to look like hoagies and. No, remember how I was talking about that the hack for the Popeyes chicken and the Philly cheesesteak sandwiches?
Okay.
My charcuterie board is going to look a lot like that. Matter of fact, we're going to replace the Popeyes with Lou's lemon pepper wings. Matter of fact, we're going to get some straight cheesesteaks from Geno's out in Philly.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are not sponsored in any way by Lou's, Magic City Wings, or Sprite. I just thought we'd mention that since we've been saying that quite a bit during this episode.
That's right. Matter of fact,
but if Sprite wants to give us money because, again, they are the Blackest sodas.
That's right. I'm okay with that.
We're down with that.
Or 7-Up. If 7-Up wants to rap.
No.
Hey, I'm trying to cover all bases. Even if Canada Dry wants to jump in this, hey, I'm willing to talk.
No, I'm willing to be the spokesperson for Canada Dry.
Okay. But nonetheless, yes, charcuterie board, absolutely positive. I'm willing to talk cheeses too. lemon pepper wings, pepper jack cheese, Monterey Jack. We can get some Ritz crackers on that.
I'm surprised she didn't put like Cheese Whiz and Velveeta.
Okay, hold on. Cheese Whiz and Velveeta. Okay, let me throw that in too. Okay, we can get that going. We got some wings. Okay, let me get some sausages. I might need a pork chop platter from the coach.
Wait, a pork chop, a platter of just pork?
Not just pork. Coach Dicka's pork chops.
Okay, this is going off the rails already.
Or sausages. I need Chicago flavor here. Maybe a steak that I need to slap on this bad boy. That's on my board. My board's gonna be extra large. But anyway, I'm sorry. Let me bring it back to you with your charcuterie board.
No. I'm not even coming up with that because right now I think I'm having.
It's giving you a coronary artery.
I think my artery is just clogged listening to your board.
Oh, my colon. But
exactly.
Yes. Okay, that's on my charcuterie board. Charcuterie board.
So anyway, if you guys want to check out some of the great charcuterie boards out there, Pop Sugar actually does a really great job of covering it.
No, they don't.
No.
No. Sorry.
You checked out Pop Sugar?
No, I don't watch or look at Pop Sugar.
Then how do you know?
Because it just sounds bad. I need a King of Queens board now.
No, honestly, you can find them on Instagram as well. But yeah, if you want something really simple and easy to do. And I don't even know why we're chatting about this. You were just like, when we were going through the production notes before we started recording, you were just like, dude, I want to figure out what the hell is going on with this cold cut board.
Yes, I need to. Yes,
it was important enough for us to discuss it. Oh my goodness. So I tell you what, we're going to take a break. Because I feel that we've already gone off the road. The deep end. But when we come back, we will close out the podcast as we do every episode by talking about the best thing we ate this week. So you're listening to the Gourmet Goober podcast, and we will be right back. Hey everyone, this is JJ Outlaw, better known as the Gourmet Goober, with a reminder that local elected officials affect our lives every single day. They decide who to prosecute, they monitor the quality of our drinking water, they even choose the leadership of our schools. So, just as a reminder, even though this is a presidential election, the fact remains that there are actually many more candidates on the ballot besides just as the president. So go to Ballot Ready in order to get a nonpartisan guide to your entire ballot. From there, you can compare candidates based on the stances on issues, biographies, or even endorsements, and then save your choices to use when you vote by mail or in the voting booth. You can even request your absentee ballot or make a plan to vote early on Election Day. Look, guys, this election really matters, so it's important that you make sure that you have a plan to vote and vote informed. Go to ballotready.org and enter your address to make a plan to vote and vote informed. Thanks for listening. Back to the show. Hey, I'm JJ Outlaw.
Hi, T Outlaw.
And we are back with the Gourmet Goober podcast with the last segment of the show that we like to share the best thing we ate. Well, we normally call it the best thing we ate this week, but since we've been gone for a while, maybe we can share the best thing we had on vacation. And that includes chain restaurants, hole in the wall, stuff that we made that we're really excited about, that we loved, and we wanted to share with everyone. So as always, I start with Big Daddy. Da, 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 da. And before I get started, there's one thing. Again, because of the pandemic, it's not like we can go to a studio or thing like that to record. So we are making this in our house. And so the reason why I say that is if you hear some squeaky stuff in the background, that is not us getting it on. That is our dog who decided just now as we started recording to grab the squeakiest of all his squeaky toys and join in. So we've made a couple attempts to record before we just accepted the fact that, yes, Braxton may be a part of this podcast in more ways than one. So if you hear that, just know you're not hearing anything illicit. It's just our dog playing with its toy.
Nice. Chewy is on his grind.
Yes, Chewy is on his grind this morning. So, Big Daddy, what is the best thing that you had since we were last on the air.
Well, the last thing I remember since, and I like to give a short shout out, even though this is completely non related, to the great spectacle underground that was the versus battle between Gladys Knight and Patti LaBelle and Auntie Chella. Their versus battle between two R&B soul titans was just immaculate. And I love it because it was great food making well before and during.
Oh, that's true. We did have chicken and waffles. We were also supposed to get a patty pie, but because of the fur, I was not able to go and get the patty pie.
Damn you, fur.
But yes, because I was wondering, like, where are you going with this in the food segment? And then I realized, yes, their promos were hilarious because it was just them in the kitchen. They weren't singing at all. They were just like Patti LaBelle was like making cornbread and collard greens and pull out a patty pie. And she's like, yeah, this is what I cooked to go against you. So what are you doing, Gladys? And I'm just like, are we having the throwdown in the kitchen or in the or in the recording studio?
Yeah. That's right.
But that was good. If you guys missed it, Auntie okay, it's not Auntie Cello, but if you're not familiar, Versus is this company that does a lot of pairs two like-minded either groups or singers or what have you, and they kind of go together hit for hit. So they've had things like what, Brandy and Monica?
Yes.
Which was hilarious. They had, what was the one that we saw? It was it 312?
It was the group 112 versus
I'm so stupid.
I'm sorry, the quartet of 112 versus the quartet of Jagged Edge.
Then it was Teddy Riley and Babyface,
which kicked off like all kind of great. Didn't they do like Teddy Riley and Babyface did like 3 times?
Yes, because Teddy Riley couldn't get his audio right. But the last one they had right before we recorded was Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight. And when I tell you that took me back, because I grew up listening to that music, woo, we felt like we were just listening to grown folks' conversation and that we were kids again. But it was great. And Dionne Warwick kind of popped in there at the end, right?
Yeah, she just kind of snuck in, got her little plug, you know. I think she knew about it well before.
Someone tipped Dionne off and she just decided to sing some bars and then leave. But no, it was really a good time. And of course, you can't watch that sort of thing without cooking something. You have way too much respect for the aunties. So I made some chicken and waffles that were really good, actually.
Yes, they were.
And I still owe you the patty pie or a simulation thereof.
That's right. So the best thing I ate this week, because aside from eating the chicken and waffles and fiending for the patty pie, was we took a little side trip and we actually saw the border of Illinois and Indiana. Just to, we stepped in for a second and got back because we had to socially distance and keep safe. But the best thing I ate this week was a weird thing was I went on the way back. We stopped by a place called Capriati's, which is chainish, but I went and had a chicken parmesan sandwich sub, if you will, and with hot peppers as opposed to sweet peppers. I don't know why, but it actually kind of warmed my tummy, nice and yummy. I loved that chicken parmesan sandwich because I was so hungry.
I have to say, Capriati's food is really, really good. And if you're not familiar, they're like a sub chain. One thing that they're known for that I'm working myself up to try is they have something that is similar to, for example, those of you who live in Philly, and then also I think they have them in Florida. A place called Wawa's that's known for their sandwiches.
Wawa.
Yeah, Capriati has a similar sandwich to their gobbler sandwich called the Bobby. And it has like turkey, and it has dressing, and it has what else? Like cranberry sauce. It sounds like Thanksgiving on a sandwich.
Okay.
So that's what they're known for, but they also, Capriotti also has these really great Philly cheesesteaks that they make with Wagyu beef, by the way, which so good. So yeah, it's actually one of my favorite places to go, and so I'm glad that I was able to introduce you to that on the way back.
I like how they have a Bobby, but they don't have a Whitney.
I think maybe because they can't call it the Gobbler.
Okay.
But yeah, because that's a Wawa sandwich. But everyone, because I'm a member of like a lot of foodie Facebook groups, and people were raving about the Gobbler um at Wawa's, because Wawa's, it's like a gas station / convenience store, but you really go for the food. Um, and a lot of my friends said, "Hey, if there's a Capriotti's near you, get that sandwich. It's almost exactly the same."
Okay.
But I've never actually had a chance to. I mean, I've tried their Philly steaks, but I've never had a chance to try their chicken parmesan. So I'm glad it was really good.
Yeah, I was surprised because originally I went in and thought I was going to get a Philly cheesesteak, but somehow mine just tripped to saying, "Hey, I want to try something different, chicken parmesan." So it actually turned out a lot better than I anticipated.
And it's grilled chicken. It's not fried chicken, right?
That is correct.
Which is unusual with a lot of Parmesan sandwiches. So, yay. So I'm glad that you like that. And again, Capriotti's is one of my favorites. We went to one, where were we? Were we in Hammond?
Were we in Hammond or was it?
I think we were in Hammond because it's just when you get off the
Toll Road, yes.
Yeah, in Indianapolis Boulevard. But they have them all over the place. And so, as always, in our show notes, we'll give you the link to where you can find your own Capriotti's.
Cool.
For me, because we had a chance to do a lot, and because my schedule changed, I was able to do a lot of cooking, which I love to cook. So actually, the best thing I had this during our vacation is something that I made, and it is a recipe from Frankie, who is the host of Struggle Meals on Tastemade. And if you haven't seen Struggle Meals before, it's different than Struggle Plates, where most people are familiar with. What Struggle Meals is, the premise is, we weren't counting on you barking.
He is alive.
So, okay, there's dog barking.
There is dog barking.
Should I continue on?
Well, can't stop him.
Braxton, come here. Okay, this is just lovely. We're back, y'all. We have a dog. Anyway, what I was saying is,
who's thirsty?
I guess I'll try to edit that out. But anyway, what I was saying was that the whole premise of Struggle Meals is that you can make food that's nourishing and that can feed you, but it doesn't cost a lot. And so I made his recipe for beef stew. It's finally the first time, because Big Daddy can tell you I'm obsessed with the show. I watch all of them all the time. I binge watch them. And you can catch them online. You can catch them on YouTube. You can catch them on Tastemade if you have the app that you can get online. Tastemade is even something that you can find on like YouTube TV, for example. And we have Xfinity now, so you can find it on Comcast as well as an app. But I finally got around to making one of his recipes, and it was his beef stew. And it was really great. It had like rutabaga and a lot of great root vegetables, but it was just really hearty and just delicious and very simple to make, I have to say. Now, I do say that I think we went over the price per serving because I think the Struggle Meals, you can get it under $3 per serving. And considering the rutabaga itself was like $1.49, we probably exceeded that, but so worth it. So I can't recommend that enough. And I'll show the link to the Struggle Meal and the recipe if you wanted to make it yourself, since it's fall and it's a perfect time for beef stew. Special shout out to the people at Baker's Pizza. We finally, because I was up against a hard deadline and I had a time that I wasn't able to cook. So I ordered Baker's for the first time and it was hella good.
Okay. Baker's.
Yeah, remember we ordered their deep dish.
Okay. Baker's Pizza deep dish.
Right, because I didn't even know they made deep dish, but it was clearly amazing.
Have you angered the gods of the deep dish of Chicago with this?
There's Baker's in Chicago.
Yes, there is Baker's in Chicago. I'm just saying the gods of Chicago, the Illuminatis, the Geno's East, the Giordano's, the Connies, the Home Run Inn. Okay, maybe not that one. But nonetheless, the Uno and the Due.
So in other words, you're talking about the classic makers of the pizza.
You are correct.
Well, given my druthers, I would rather prefer getting it from them or Eduardo's. You didn't mention Eduardo's. They're actually one of my all-time favorites.
The Thor of the group.
But that said, yeah, Baker's was really good. And it was, what got it for me was their tomato sauce. It was really fresh. It wasn't like burnt down by a lot of other additives. It was just a good, hearty, fresh tomato sauce on top. And for some reason, it just like totally made the pizza. So, I mean, they came correct with all the toppings. But yeah, that sauce was amazing, I have to say. So yeah, Baker's Pizza, and of course, the beef stew from Struggle Mills.
Okay.
So, Big Daddy, first of all, where can they find you on social media? I'm sorry, I can't believe the dog was barking during the recording. He was so good.
Dog does what dogs do. You can find me, T Outlaw, at T Outlaw on Twitter and on Instagram at T Outlaw Chelsea Wells, like the movie.
As always, you can find me at JJ Outlaw. You can also, on JJ Outlaw on Twitter. I'm on Instagram at Gourmet Goober. Oh, I forgot to share with you guys. Plum Good Media, our distributor, is actually on Medium. So you can actually look up Plum Good Media on Medium and you can catch postings about us there. So that's really cool. You can always go to the Gourmet Goober at gmail.com. And on behalf of Big Daddy and I, we just want to say thank you for listening to the Gourmet Goober podcast and welcoming us back after a very extended break. Hopefully next time we will not have a doggy enjoy us during the conversation. But until next time, happy eating.
Happy eating.